When using our system of least prompts for reading comprehension, we would like y'all to look at these two different ones. We're going to be talking about literal recall and inferential. And most questions will fall into that literal recall or answering an inferential. And they do look slightly different. Literal recall will have answers in the text, whereas inferential, they have to use background knowledge. So our goal is always to provide students a chance for an unprompted answer. For a self-generated response, we would read the question, utilize that student's wait time, might be just counting to 5 in your head, allow the student to give the answer. If the self-generated response is provided, evaluate if the answer is correct or close enough to provide credit, and then reinforce a better answer. If incorrect, you're going to follow the system of least prompts that I will show you in a moment until the student provides the correct answer. If a student is unable to self-generate response, they do not have that ability, not that they won't do it for this question, but they do not have an ability to self-generate a response, then you're going to want to provide the response board option. And in that case, you read the question, utilize the student's wait time. When clear the student does not have a self-generated answer, remove the answer shield, repeat the question, and touch each potential answer as you read it. When a student gives a correct answer, you want to make sure you give that feedback. Here's an example of a correct answer to the question of what type of living thing is a butterfly. When the student gives the correct answer, it's an insect, the teacher gives feedback. Great answer, Erica. A butterfly is an insect. But what does that look like if the student gives an incorrect answer? You're going to be using error correction. Curtis, what type of living thing is a butterfly? It's a cow. Now you're going to go into your error correction. We'll go into more detail, but in this example, you would read the paragraph again, then ask the question, I don't know. Then you would read a sentence. If the student still is unsure, you would point to the insect in the text. Yes, an insect. Great looking in the book. You would reinforce that the student did look in the book and found their answer. So you're reinforcing that behavior. So let's dive deeper into this system of least prompts. We're going to use the question, what did Fudge want to trade Tootsie for? So you can see we have our text up on the right. The goal on level 1 is the student uses a smaller section of text to find the answer. We've read them a page, we've read them a section of the text, and they got an incorrect answer. So now we're going back and we're error correcting. We're shortening the amount of text that they can find the answer within, but we're still providing them the ability to use text and use some level of independence to find that answer. So you verbally prompt students to sentences around and including the answer. It might be the sentence before, the sentence with the answer, and the sentence after. It may be the paragraph leading into the sentence. It may be the sentence with the answer and then several sentences after. It's really going to depend on what that student needs. If there is a break in the page and you have to turn the page and you don't want the student to have to go back, or how much information or confusing information may be before or after and how you want to isolate that. Then you reread the sentences, utilize the student's wait time, and then repeat the question. If that student does need that answer response board, you would touch each potential answer as you read it. So you would reread this whole section. I asked Fudge why he did it. He said he wanted to trade for her for a red two-wheeler bike like mine. Mom said you can't trade a baby like a book of trading stamps. We giggled because right then Tootsie did something. What did Fudge want to trade Tootsie for? And then you give that student your wait time. If the student gives an incorrect response again, you're going to go to level 2. Level 2 is a direct verbal. The goal is for the student to re-listen, hear the answer, or only look for an answer within a single sentence. So you're going to point to and read the sentence with the answer while the student finger points. Again, Utilize that student's wait time. Once the student stops looking or you anticipate they will not find the answer, repeat the question. So for this one, what did Fudge want to trade Tootsie for? He said he wanted to trade her for a red two-wheeler bike like mine. You've given the student a smaller area within the text to find that answer. And again, they can still have a level of independence, which can be for a lot of students very reinforcing. But for our example, if the student gets it wrong again, you're going to error correct. Think for a moment what you would do if the student got it correct. You would want to give feedback. Good. But if the student got it incorrect, you're going to error correct at a level 3, which is a model. You will silently point to the answer. Remember, levels 1 and 2 are verbal prompts. This is a model, so you're removing your vocal prompting and just modeling finding the answer. If someone asked you the question, what would you do? You would touch the answer in the book. So the goal is the student focuses and sees the answer and mimics the teacher's model. So you're going to silently point to the answer. If the student provides an answer verbally, accept that answer. If not, give that student their wait time. And once the student stops looking or you anticipate they will not find the answer, repeat the question. So it could look like this. What did Fudge want to trade Tootsie for? And then you would point to the two-wheeler bike silently. If the student is unable to lift their hand, you may help them lift up their hand and give them a gentle prompt. But that's for students who are unable to physically do it on their own. If at that point the student touches the answer or is still unsure, now you want to reinforce that answer in an isolated way. So the goal is the student engages in actively providing the answer in the response book as a check for understanding. That student that's not able to verbally state, oh, they want the two-wheeler bike. You would reinforce after they've touched the answer in the book by providing them with those answer options to see if they've made that connection. So after they've touched the text, repeat the question, silently model or physically prompt the student to touch the answer on the response board and provide small, specific feedback. You've helped them identify where it is in the text, and you provide that response board and make sure they make that connection to the new bike.